Momento M5 Full HD Dual Dash Cam.
All right, ready, set, go!
Alright, we're out here in Florida. Did a little off-roading down the Gandy Boulevard. This connects the Clearwater area over to Tampa. There's 3 bridges that connect through the bay, and you know, a lot of people pull off here with their 4x4s. So we did a little off-roading, and the point of this video is review the Momento M5 full dash cam. So it has a front dash cam and a rear, which I will show more. 1080p. I've had it for 3 months now, no joke, and it's been the greatest thing. It records all night and has events. It has a G-Shock tilt sensor in it, so if something hits the vehicle at night, it'll record like 30 seconds prior to the event, 30 seconds after. And it's mounted up there at the front. I had A&B Audio set it up for me, and I put the price in there already. But there it is at the front. It's nice because at nighttime it actually has a blue LED ring, which I'll show, that flashes. Alright, here's the truck at night in a dark spot. That's the blue LED circulating around the lens of the camera. It just goes around, and then when someone gets in front of it, or when I get in front of it, it detects motion and starts flashing, saying, yes, I am recording you. So anybody who sees that is not going to mess with this truck. Clearly, that's a flashing camera recording them. And then as I back up, it's going to go back to just regular recording. But it set that as an incident there. So right now it's just on record mode, and it'll record and loop itself and basically copy new recordings over old recordings. But when it does the flash thing, it actually saves that as an incident that occurred, which is cool. Really, really cool. And then it has the rear camera as well. Alright, so going to the back, you can see a steady, small white light in the very center. Yes, that is the rear cam. It just displays a tiny little white LED steady. Back here, you can't see it right now, which is pretty awesome, but it's up there in the middle. I will open the door and show you guys.
So you got your
There it is. Oh,
there.
Beautiful. I see the hole cut. Perfect.
Hole there, so.
Perfect. You just saw where they had cut it out, so I took that bracket off and kind of messed with it a little because I wanted it a little different, and I also cut the square bigger because the circular edges were in the way of the video. So yep, and then with that, I'm able to still put the rear windshield all the way down, which I will show real quick. So that still goes all the way down and goes all the way up. It doesn't clip it or anything, which is really nice. Go ahead and put that all the way down. Alright, we're gonna get in the truck. So the dash cam just recorded an incident because I slammed that door. So now it's saved that the tilt sensor, G-force sensor hit that up. So now I'm going to actually turn the truck on.
Video recorded while parked.
Video recorded while parked. It says one event recorded. So one event happened when I slammed the door. Now all the other events where I had walked in front of the truck are saved as a separate thing, but they were saved.
Please drive safely. Continuous recording begins.
Please drive safely. Continuous recording begins.
GPS is on.
And GPS is on, and it's talking about the GPS that is up here. So that's connected to the dash cam. So I don't know if you just heard, but when you turn on the vehicle, it actually speaks to you, and it says GPS is on, drive safely, continuous recording begins. So basically, there's a GPS thing attached to it, which actually tracks speed and something else. It's all the data is on the video. It's crazy. So it runs on a micro SD. It can go up to 128. I tried to put in a 400 gigabyte micro SD and it had errors. So I picked this big boy up for the dash cam, and I'm also going to use it for the drive up from Florida to PA, the time-lapse videos that I do. But I thought I'd show it. Yep, 400 gigs. But I tried various other brands, SanDisk, Samsung, some generic third-party off-brand. All the micro SDs worked, which is located right there. Now we're going to go through all the settings, but first I want to show, right here I have the option. This is what's in front of me right now. If I turn on my high beams, you can see that. I'll turn on all the LEDs. It's also raining outside. Here's the rear one. It looks blurry right now. If I turn on the bed light right now, it gave a little more light, as you saw. Okay, now I can switch between the rear, the front, or both. So if I go, and also it says up here the date, the time, and that GPS is on, and that'll be stamped onto the video file. So if I go into settings, the file list, the LCD timeout, 3 minutes, the volume, and the microphone. So the mic is recording right now. The volume is the voice of the lady that talks to you. We'll go into settings.
Recording will stop.
Recording will stop when you go into settings. So you can go into the system settings. It's going to give you language, the rear camera options, time settings, SD card reformat, and touch calibration, or we'll go back. And we'll go into the dash cam settings. So you can turn that front LED flashing on or off. Park storage, so when it's parked, how much of the memory card do you want it to use? The parked camera timer, so this thing will record for up to 48 hours parked. Okay, so what that means is if you get out of your truck and park it and don't get in your truck for a day, it'll still be recording. 2 days, it'll still be recording. But if you don't get in your truck and turn the key, it'll stop recording what's in front of you after 2 days of not turning the key. And then power save mode and video quality, and the impact setting for you know, hitting that G-force tilt sensor in there. It stays on 3 from factory. I just leave it on 3. But that's pretty much it for the settings that I mess with. The FW Vision basically just tells you the version and stuff like that. And then the ADIAS forward vehicle move, which I never mess with. And then the file list, you can actually go through the stuff or take your micro SD out and plug it into your laptop. Alright, I'm going to give you an entire tutorial on everything you need to know about this. Once you have your micro SD with your footage that you want to review on your computer and possibly save those files, you put it in a larger adapter and you put it into your card slot on your laptop. And it's going to open up a window, file viewer, and it's going to say, okay, here's your files. You don't want to do it that way. You want to close out of that and go to their actual website and download the program from them, the Momento M5 PC Viewer. You can double click that. It's going to open up. And it's going to say select the drive. So the SDXCH, that's what I just plugged that memory card into. So yeah, that's the one we're using. Okay, I'm gonna move the file viewer up here. Alright, and down here is all the files. So it's showing a date, a time, and a size. Now that's in the normal category. There's event, which was only when the G-force tilt sensor read that something happened. There's motion sensor, and there's parked, and then there's manual. So we'll just go to normal, and we'll scroll down to when I was at the beach that day, recording that video. So let's say, I think it was this one. You'll double click it, and yep, there it is. So that was me driving away from the video that I recorded. Now you can change the contrast up or down. You can change the brightness up or down, and you can move it forward. Now here it says map, it says miles per hour moving. It's also showing north longitude coordinates. So let's just see what happens when you click map. So the noise you just heard was the indication when the camera G-force tilt sensor actually senses that something happened. So this map is actually updating and moving as I'm driving the truck, you know, for serious in-depth details on any type of collision you ever get involved in or anything that you want to know. So this is the Gandy Boulevard beach area that I was at, that I said, all right, let's close that. Let's open up this one right here, double click it. Again, I'm driving away from where I recorded. Let's go further up. That's where I'm about to get on to the highway. Now let's go back a couple. And that's right where I was pulling out. Now if I press enter on my keyboard, it'll make it full screen. So down here is information on date, time, coordinates, and miles per hour. Okay. Now I'm going to press enter again, and we'll go back to the small version. And again, that's the noise that it tells you that it just recorded an event. The sensors picked something up. So basically, I've shown everything on this interface. Obviously, this is play, pause, stop, next one, volume, trash, all that stuff. Now, the only other button that I use is up here where it says backup. You click that. So I'm going to back up this file where you just heard that annoying loud noise. So it's going to go to my desktop. That's my name. I can separate the front and rear video. Alright, yeah, we'll separate the front and rear video. And we'll click OK. Now, there's a loading bar, and up there in the top left, you saw that file up here. And the loading bar went away, the other file appeared. So let's double click the first one. It's going to open up Media Player. And there it is. So this is a file that you could put on, you know, pretty much anything. If you needed proof of an accident or whatever, you want to make a fun video. Now we'll go to the second one. And that's the rear cam. So as you see, it's pretty simple. It has all the information on the bottom there. Now there's no paid subscription for this map thing here. This is just how legit this company is. You know, they've got everything on this, and you know, that's how you save the files. That's how you check coordinates. You can change it. You can go through different types. Like here's park. Let's go just a random one. I have no idea what it's going to be. So this is in the garage, and I had actually I think I'm getting in the truck right now. When I slammed the door, when I slammed the door, it made that noise because it senses that the whole car just shook. So anyway, that's enough of that. As you guys see, it's pretty awesome to use. It's pretty simple, and I'd say this is as good as it gets. All right, so let's talk about how they ran it. So they mounted it to the sonar radar TSS system module up here with a 3M adhesive, and then they used the charge cord and ran that with an ignition wire down to an ignition port down there in the lower left.
They're hardwired to your ignition, your constant.
Where is that? Just in case I have to replace a fuse.
It's behind this.
Okay, it's behind there.
And then each constant and ignition comes with their own fuse.
Okay.
So you have two fuses that pretty much operate this whole thing.
Okay, but it shouldn't ever
it shouldn't short out
or anything.
Yeah, it shouldn't short out. I mean, once in a while it happens, but I mean everything, all the wires is nicely tucked in, and so unless the wire is bit, then it will short out.
When you guys spliced that in, when you just drove the car up here, did it have a check engine light on yet?
No.
Okay, awesome. And then the GPS monitor that I showed right here is mounted up there, and then they ran the cord to the second dash cam up the headliner and back there to the center. The original setup, they had a bracket which I already showed, but I did my own thing with a 3M adhesive piece of tape, and it's been holding up for 3 months, baby. So literally no issues with this double dash cam. Loving it so much. So I will show a few more clips of it. Now we will turn the vehicle off, and I'll show you what it does then. Turn all the LEDs off, and I will lock the vehicle with me in it. That's it. So if I tap the camera right now, it sensed that. I haven't actually needed to use it yet for like an incident or anything, which is nice. I'll show you guys these edgy stickers. I put on the back because now that I have the dash cam, I want it to be known. Basically, don't fuck with this truck because you know, it's like $70,000 or something. So here's the stickers right here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's really that's really where the truck's at right now. Now you might have seen two things in the interior, which I will show in the next two videos. But until then,